Before we begin, imagine a world where towering cities stood in the African wilderness, where universities attracted scholars from across continents, where master craftsmen forged steel centuries before Europe mastered similar techniques, and where trade routes carried gold, ivory, salt, and knowledge across thousands of miles. Yet, much of this history remains unknown to millions today. For generations, Africa's past has often been simplified into stories of colonization, slavery, and struggle, but long before European ships appeared on African shores, the continent was home to thriving civilizations, remarkable scientific achievements, sophisticated governments, bustling markets, and incredible cultural diversity. Today's journey will take us deep into Africa's forgotten past. We'll uncover astonishing discoveries, reveal hidden kingdoms, explore ancient innovations, and separate historical evidence from long-standing myths. Some of these facts may completely change how you view African history. So settle in, and let's travel back thousands of years. Every human story begins in Africa. Scientists have discovered some of the oldest human fossils ever found in Ethiopia, Kenya, South Africa, Tanzania, and Morocco. These discoveries reveal that modern humans evolved in Africa before spreading across the globe. For hundreds of thousands of years, African communities developed hunting techniques, created stone tools, mastered fire, and adapted to diverse environments from deserts and mountains to rainforests and vast savannas. Long before written history, Africa had already become humanity's greatest classroom. The continent nurtured countless languages, traditions, and cultures that would later influence civilizations across the world. Contrary to popular belief, ancient Africa was filled with cities. In Egypt, monumental architecture amazed visitors for thousands of years. Further south, Nubia flourished with its own pyramids, temples, and royal capitals. Across West Africa, towns expanded into thriving trade centers. Archaeological discoveries continue to uncover streets, marketplaces, defensive walls, workshops, and carefully planned settlements. These were not isolated villages, they were organized urban societies with skilled artisans, merchants, religious leaders, and administrators. Many cities existed long before European capitals reached similar levels of development. Today the Sahara is the world's largest hot desert. But thousands of years ago, it looked completely different. Ancient rock paintings show elephants, giraffes, hippos, crocodiles, cattle, and large rivers flowing through regions that are now barren sand. Communities farmed the land, raised livestock, and established settlements throughout the Green Sahara. Climate gradually changed over centuries. As rainfall decreased, many populations migrated southward, carrying farming techniques, livestock traditions, and cultural practices that helped shape later African civilizations. The desert we know today was once a land of lakes and grasslands. Africa possessed extraordinary natural wealth. Gold from West Africa became one of the most valuable resources in the medieval world. Merchants crossed the Sahara with camel caravans carrying salt north and returning with textiles, horses, books, and luxury goods. The cities of Gao, Timbuktu, Jen, and others became wealthy commercial centers. Gold from Africa reached Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East, influencing economies far beyond the continent. African merchants understood international trade long before European colonial expansion. Many people recognized Timbuktu only as a distant place. Few realize it became one of the world's greatest centers of learning. Its universities welcomed scholars studying mathematics, astronomy, medicine, law, philosophy, literature, and theology. Thousands of handwritten manuscripts survive today. These priceless works discuss scientific observations, legal systems, poetry, history, and advanced mathematics. Families preserved these manuscripts through wars, invasions, and changing political eras. They remain one of Africa's greatest intellectual treasures. Long before industrial factories, African blacksmiths produced remarkable iron tools. Communities across West, Central, and East Africa developed sophisticated methods for smelting iron ore. They crafted farming tools, hunting equipment, construction implements, and ceremonial objects. In several regions, archaeological evidence suggests African iron walking evolved independently. Blacksmiths were respected members of society. Their skills supported agriculture, trade, architecture, and daily life. Without iron technology, many kingdoms could never have flourished. In southern Africa stands one of the continent's greatest architectural achievements, Great Zimbabwe. Built entirely from carefully stacked granite blocks without mortar, its walls have survived for centuries. The city became a major trading center connected to the Indian Ocean world. Glass beads from Asia, Chinese porcelain, and imported goods found at the site demonstrate Africa's participation in global trade networks. For years, outsiders refused to believe Africans built such magnificent structures. Modern archaeology proved otherwise. Great Zimbabwe remains one of Africa's greatest engineering accomplishments. Not every civilization recorded history using paper. Across Africa, specially trained storytellers preserved generations of knowledge through memory. Known by various names in different cultures, these historians memorized royal lineages, major events, family histories, moral lessons, and community traditions. Their performances combined music, poetry, storytelling, and historical record-keeping. Modern historians increasingly recognize oral traditions as valuable historical sources when combined with archaeology and written evidence. African history includes remarkable women whose leadership transformed societies: queens, military commanders, diplomats, traders, spiritual leaders, and entrepreneurs helped shape kingdoms. Some negotiated peace. Others defended their people during invasions. Many controlled regional trade or influenced political succession. Although not every story survived in written records, archaeology and oral traditions continue to reveal the enormous contributions of African women throughout history. Africa's rivers, deserts, forests, and coastlines formed vast commercial highways. The Niger River connected distant communities. The Nile linked civilizations across northeastern Africa. Indian Ocean ports welcomed merchants from Arabia, India, Persia, and China. Swahili coastal cities blended African traditions with international commerce while maintaining distinctly African identities. Trade exchanged not only goods but also languages, architecture, technology, religion, and artistic ideas. Africa contains over 2,000 languages. Each language reflects centuries of history and cultural development. Languages preserved agricultural knowledge, navigation techniques, medicinal traditions, folklore, legal customs, and spiritual beliefs. This incredible diversity demonstrates Africa's long history of independent cultural evolution. It also explains why no single story can represent the entire continent. Africa has always been a mosaic of peoples and civilizations. When European explorers reached many African coasts, they encountered organized kingdoms, experienced merchants, thriving cities, and complex political systems. Early interactions focused largely on trade. Over time, however, competition for resources, shifting political alliances, and advances in European military technology changed those relationships. The colonial era dramatically reshaped Africa, introducing new borders, governments, and economic systems that often ignored existing societies. Understanding this later period is important, but it is only one chapter in Africa's much longer history. Africa's history did not begin with colonization. It stretches back through countless generations of innovation, resilience, creativity, scholarship, engineering, commerce, and cultural achievement. The continent gave humanity its earliest beginnings. It built cities. It developed centers of learning. It connected continents through trade. It created enduring art, architecture, and traditions that continue to inspire the world today. As archaeologists and historians uncover new evidence, our understanding of Africa's past continues to grow. Each discovery reminds us that history is richer and more complex than many old narratives suggested. If you enjoyed this journey through Africa's hidden history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to African Tales Arising, and turn on notifications so you never miss another fascinating exploration into Africa's remarkable past. Until next time, keep discovering, keep learning, and keep celebrating the extraordinary stories that shaped our world.